What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Just wanted to show you guys the weight is all gone. The whole workout system I had in here, I rarely used it. It's just making the room feel smaller. Room feels a lot nicer now that I got it out. Trying to decide if I want to get a chair in here, because here's the thing. I actually don't mind just like sitting on the ground because then I get really good visuals of everything down low. Then when I would look at the stuff up top, I could just stand up. A chair, you still get decent visuals of down low, but if I'm laying on the ground, I could really see like Kong Bust, Zilla, all that much better. So I'm kind of thinking of just honestly not doing anything. But yeah. So real nice to have this. Oh, Gizmo just ran by. He's looking for his daddy. So I wanted to discuss, he's got his toy. One thing, and get your guys' 2 cents. There's the robot vacuum. So we have this middle table, and I technically could expand this, another table. Now it doesn't have to be this. It can be a garage shelf that's like lowered, like think of it cut in half of a 48-inch wide, like 2 back-to-back 48-inch. It's kind of max I can really do right here. Now, a few things have come to mind. One is the Prime 1 Predator line. As you know, I had the Predator there. I moved it simply so I can have this for like statue reviews and whatnot. But we're getting close to the point where I'm really going to need to put, a statue back here again. So we have a few routes we can take. We got my AVP wall, which I'm very happy with. Scale's good. It looks amazing. We're just going to get Big Chat back. And we're done. We could do Jungle Hunter, Berserker, and Wolf, and maybe even fit like Scar or City Hunter. I'd love to have all 5 just like lined up. That'd be so sick. Anyways, that's one option. Let's just call option A. Option A, Prime 1 Predators. Jungle, Berserker, and Wolf. Just call it, like boom. It'd have to go like boom, 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 or 2 and then 1. I mean, realistically, maybe I could just do 4, So let's say 4 Prime 1 Predators. So I just call it that. 4 Prime 1 Predators, And then we do the heads and all the spare parts underneath, because it's very limited space we're going to do, because I want this lowered. Anything mid-room has to... I don't want it like a 40, a 36-inch tall thing like this tall in the middle of the room. It's just too tall. It works better when it's lowered. So that's option A. Option A is that. Option B, Avatar. Avatar, you could go a few different routes. One, Neytiri bust would be the absolute must. And you could do the Neytiri 1/3 by Infinity. You could also do the Prime 1 Avatar. And imagine even doing Prime 1 Avatar below and Neytiri above. Although to do that, you would have to have the shelf a little higher, for the Prime 1 to fit. So Avatar could be an option. Neytiri is massive, incredibly gorgeous. I don't have anything from the IP, and it's one of the best, movies out there. So that's definitely a considerable option as Neytiri Avatar. A third option. Now, this one is, basically Infinity Studio Sauron bust. And you could technically do like the Nazgul behind him and maybe even the Witch King, like do all 3 circling this area. Because this is the only place I could truly fit like Infinity Sauron. Now, here's some reasons I want that. 1, Sauron, greatest trilogy ever, Lord of the Rings. 2, he's extremely badass. Additionally, he is like Thanos, my favorite piece of my collection. So you can imagine Sauron, and I've heard people who own both say they like Sauron more. I don't think Sauron is better, but having another Sauron type piece in the collection in the main room, to me sounds amazing. And then having the companion pieces, the Nazgul and the Witch King, like all 3 together. How sick would that be? I'd want to push this back, like we're getting Sauron and how much his arm sticks out. We'll push it back a little bit and then obviously do another similar table behind or garage shelf to do the Nazgul and, the Witch King. That would be incredibly cool, if you know what I mean. Sauron is obviously incredibly massive, but it'd also be incredibly cool. The problem with someone like Sauron mid-room is I worry it's, you know, almost like too big. It's going to clutter the room. I actually made a Photoshop I want to show you guys. Let me show this to you. Now, I don't know how accurate, you know, this is going to be. Hold on. But more or less like that. Like, imagine that in the middle of the room. It obviously blocks a bunch, but that would be so freaking cool to just have Sauron, like, right here. I mean, a tower block my freaking Terminator view, which is annoying. Especially if I did behind him as well. I feel like then you're really blocking the Terminator view. You know, so I feel like we could only maybe do Sauron. If I could do it side by side, it'd work better. But having all three big busts there, I think would be very difficult. You know, so freaking the robot vacuum is eating Gizmo's rat toy. You know, so probably best just Sauron. I'd have to see how it looks and feels. You know, like get Sauron, see how it looks, and I feel like, yeah, I could probably have the Nazgul and Witch King. Because those two busts look incredible, and they're not expensive. And frankly, Sauron's not that expensive for what it is. 5 G's plus shipping. You know, so let's just call it 6 G's. You know, I paid $9,000 for Thanos. You know, I don't have box space for Sauron, so this is like, if I ever got it, I'm throwing away those boxes. I don't have box space for those. Refrigerator size box, shut the front door. This is a life commitment for me on Sauron. Now, I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he was saying, well, if you get Infinity Sauron here, which would be amazing, you got to move your Lord of the Rings collection in here. You know, and there's a few ways you could do Lord of the Rings. I've thought about it. I haven't photoshopped anything yet. But ultimately, you'd probably need to remove Terminator to where Lord of the Rings is at. You know, if Elite just moved back up there, let's just say you sold Prime 1 Predator or sold Cinema Cat and only had one Jungle Hunter, and you had this shelf, and let's just say a 48-inch wide shelf there. You could do Prime 1 Sauron, Gandalf, and let's just say Witch King, and then Trinity, Saruman with the Berserker Uruk-hai, and let's just say one Orc. You could do Boromir, Frodo, and another Orc. You know, that's a potential option. Just throwing it out there. You know, and then, you know, so keep Game of Thrones and Alita here, this Lord of the Rings with Infinity Sauron in the middle. Just a random thought. It does suck to remove Terminator main room because I feel like it works good, but I also think it works good in the other room because I'd actually move Godzilla vs. Kong where Lord of the Rings at and do him in the corner with a 48-inch wide garage shelf with those two busts and 1 1/3 in the middle, probably a clean Arnold, and then 3 1/3s underneath. Wow. Actually, probably do the Endo 1/3 between, then Arnold T1000 and Sarah beneath. But yeah, anyways, these are just some random thoughts. Who knows what comes to fruition, but, you know, wanted to get your guys' 2 cents on the matter. If you had to choose between those 3 options, Infinity Sauron, Prime 1 Predator line, Avatar, what would you choose? I mean, ultimately, there's our other options as well. If I wanted to, let's say, only keep Prime 1 Jungle Hunter and then get another Jungle Hunter life-size bust open mouth, the one I showed you guys the other day from Darren, the like $7,000 one. Imagine having that. I'd actually probably put it next to Cinema Cat and put this one mid-room with the mask on. So I'd have a masked version, open mouth version, you know, sort of like that. Especially since this one seems like it's bigger and work better here. Anyways, folks, that is just some random Flankster 9-10 p.m. thoughts. By the way, I just saw Avatar: The Last Airbender live-action TV show on Netflix. 10 out of 10 in my book. That show was absolutely amazing in every possible way. Cast, story, CGI, action. 10 out of 10. Loved it. Absolutely watch it. Support that show. I love the anime as well. I've seen the anime. The show exceeded all my expectations. Anyways, folks, that is it. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day. See ya.